How every Amtrak train got its name, Part 3. Click above or below for the first two parts. The Northeast Regional originally was a collection of trains with so many names that you could write a song about them. These were mostly clumped under the Northeast Direct brand in 1995, then rebranded as Acela Regional in 2000, Regional in 2003 after confusion with the Acela Express, and finally Northeast Regional in 2008. The name of course refers to its service to the northeastern United States. The Pacific Surfliner was named such in 2000 after the former San Diegan was extended northward to San Luis Obispo. It was named after the Surf Line, the portion of its route between Orange County and San Diego originally built in the 1880s by the California Southern Railroad Company. The Pacific Ocean, in turn, was named by Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan in the 1520s during a Spanish expedition. He christened it Mar Pacifico, or Peaceful Sea. The Palmetto is named after a former train on the Atlantic Coastline Railroad, which ran from New York to Augusta and Savannah, Georgia. This was discontinued in 1968, and Amtrak revived the Palmetto name in 1976. The sable palmetto, from which the train gets its name, is the state tree of South Carolina and is featured on the state's flag. The South Carolina flag is based off the flag used by Carolinian Revolutionary troops defending a fortress on Sullivan's Island in 1776, where palmettos were laid over sand walls that helped this fortress withstand British cannon. The Pennsylvanian was launched in 1980. It is of course named for the state of Pennsylvania, whose name means Penn's Woods after Royal Navy officer Sir William Penn. Penn, in turn, comes from the Welsh word for head. The Pere Marquette is named after a streamlined passenger train operated by the Pere Marquette Railway and its successor, the Chesapeake and Ohio Railway, between Detroit and Grand Rapids from 1946 to 1971. Amtrak revived this name for their Chicago Grand Rapids service in 1984. The original Pere Marquette was in turn named for Jacques Marquette, a French Jesuit missionary who founded Michigan's first European settlement, Sault Ste. Marie. The Piedmont began operations in 1995. It's named for the Piedmont Plateau region of the eastern United States, a French name that ultimately comes from the Latin Pedemontium, or at the foot of the mountain. The San Joaquins began operation in 1974. It's named after California's San Joaquin Valley, often referred to as the breadbasket of the world, whose name comes from Spanish explorer Gabriel Moraga. San Joaquin, or Saint Joachim, if I'm pronouncing that right, was the husband of Saint Anne, the mother of Mary, the mother of Jesus. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, check out my Patreon. I've posted my visit to Miami's transit up there, which you can watch right now. The Silver Meteor is named after the Seaboard Airline Railroad's flagship passenger train, which in 1939 became the first diesel-powered streamliner between New York City and Florida. The airline then introduced the Silver Star in 1947. Both trains were selected as names via a contest when 30 out of 76,000 entrants proposed winning names. Amtrak has used both names since 1971. The Southwest Chief is named, in part, after the Super Chief, the Santa Fe's flagship passenger train, which was introduced in 1936. When Amtrak took over the service, the Santa Fe Railroad asked them to rename it due to a perceived decline in onboard quality. Thus the train was rechristened the Southwest Limited in 1974. In 1984, Santa Fe gave Amtrak its blessing to restore the old branding, and thus old and new names were reunited as the Southwest Chief. The Sunset Limited is named after the Southern Pacific Railroad's flagship passenger train introduced in 1894, making it the oldest continuously operating named train in the U.S. The Sunset Limited is named for its right-of-way, which is known as the Sunset Route. This traces its origins to the Galveston, Harrisburg, and San Antonio Railway, a Southern Pacific subsidiary which was known as the Sunset Route as early as 1874. The Texas Eagle is named after a train operated jointly by the Missouri Pacific Railroad and Texas and Pacific Railway between 1948 and 1971, one of several Mopac routes to use the name Eagle. Amtrak revived the service under the name Eagle in 1981, before bringing back the original name in 1988. It's said that the word Texas comes from the Caddo word for friend. The Caddo were a confederacy of Native American tribes that dominated East Texas. Others say that the word comes from the Spanish word teja, or tejo in Old Spanish, after a type of sacred tree. The Valley Flyer is named after the Connecticut River Valley. This river actually gives its name to its home state. This train was given its name upon the start of operation in 2019. The Vermonter was given its current name back in 1995, after service was cut back from Montreal to St. Albans, Vermont. The name Vermont is from the French words verts, monts, or green mountains, and it first came into use in the 1770s, when the then Republic of New Connecticut was renamed to the Republic of Vermont by the Green Mountain Boys. The Wolverine began service in 1971. It's named after a night train by the New York Central and Michigan Central, which connected Chicago and New York via Detroit and southern Ontario. The train got its name from one of Michigan's nicknames, the Wolverine State. There are different stories as to why this nickname exists. Some say it's because Ohioans called Michiganders Wolverines for their greediness during the 1835 Toledo War, while others think it's because French settlers in Michigan were called Wolverines by the indigenous, as the French appetites were judged to be Wolverine-like or gluttonous. Either way, The University of Michigan today embraces the Wolverine as their mascot, but while Wolverines have been historically found within the state, there hasn't been a wild sighting since 2004. The Winter Park Express is named for the Winter Park Ski Resort in Colorado, which it serves. Amtrak began operation of the seasonal route under this name in January 2017, after several sold-out specials in 2015. The Winter Park Ski Resort has been called such since the 1940s. But what do you guys think Amtrak should name their future services? Should they rename any of their present ones? Let me know in the comments section below. Huge thanks to Avery the Cuban American for writing and researching all 3 of these videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.